I want to share a tale of two addictions that I have been recovering from over the last 3 years. And I recently moved from Seattle to Phoenix, and I had quite a bit of a rough time with both of these problems. And unfortunately, over the last month, I've only recovered from one of them, and the other one not so much. And I think the big reason for the difference is the societal attitude toward these two things. And it really shows some parallel to how we handle other addictions in our society. Now, in 2020, I made a resolution to normalize my relationship with food. My eating habits were out of control. I wasn't gaining a whole lot of weight from it, but the thoughts to eat and the intrusion of wanting to eat whatever I wanted was getting in the way of my social life, my professional life. I lost a job over it. I lost a couple girlfriends over it, and all the rest, right? I missed out on a lot of family time over it. And then in 2022, I made a resolution to stop masturbating and start enjoying romantic life. And I was doing really well with both of them. For a good 3 months, I was free of both of these addictions, and I was dating again. I was once again going on vacation and enjoying it, and I took a new job, and I was living the high life. Now, then I moved to Phoenix, and a lot of things got thrown out of whack. In particular, I took on a lot of hours at my job, and a lot of times, one of the ways I tackled binge eating disorders is to recognize when I'm actually hungry and only eat then, right? Recognize my body signals. Unfortunately, oftentimes having to work 7, 8, 9 hours in a row, often not having very many breaks or very short breaks where I have to rush my meal, it really hijacked a lot of those body cues. And also, the fast pace of the hours plus, I recently started a side hustle of making art. The rush kind of made me relapse with the masturbating as well. Now, in the last month, I moved here 2 months ago. In the last month, I recovered from one of these relapses, but not so much from the other one. I'll let you pause the video to think about which one I recovered from and which one I continue to struggle with. Well, I talked about how a lot of times at work, I got these long shifts where my next meal break is a little bit uncertain. I decided to eat in front of the students so that I wouldn't be rushed at my meals and be able to recognize my body. And I totally expected the students, my boss, or one of my colleagues to complain. And I had sat down to think about how to respond to this. I actually started a little bit of a journal with how I feel about my eating ways and how beneficial it is to allow myself to be able to eat if the occasion came during a tutoring session. And I also talked to a friend of mine, and my friend suggested that if this were to come up, to make sure I say that, this is very important for my recovery. Recovery was the key word, because that would signal some kind of disability and offer some protection, right? I also talked to one of my colleagues who I trust a lot, and she didn't think it was a big deal that I was eating in front of the students. She didn't even notice it. And then I work at a tutoring center. I had one student who is recovering from other substances, and so I used that as an opportunity to talk about why it's important that I be able to eat in the classroom, and I wanted to help him as well. So I gave him a little bit of a parallel that maybe he should open up about his past substance issues, because it will help. And so with the right support and the being able to use in the classroom, it has really helped me to fix this problem. Unfortunately, it doesn't work so well with masturbating. I can't talk to my colleagues about it. I definitely can't talk to my students about it at the tutoring center. Can't even talk to my close friends about it. Not maybe my family, not really either. My family and I have some disagreements on that too. They want me to go out and meet the right person, not go out, not masturbate at home, right? And as a result, I'm forced to deal with this all by myself, right? And does it remind you of how we handle other substance problems in our society, right? And I think this short saga, I've been talking here for a little bit over 5 minutes, should serve as a solution for how we could deal with substance abuse problems in this country.